Hey guys, another brief topic I kind of want to touch on is kind of excuses that people give trans people, and then of course, not only that, but suggestions that people give, transgender people. Something I frequently run into is I often get commented about the way I dress. Yes, shock and surprise, I like to wear short skirts. Yes, I like to show my legs because let's face it, my legs are my favorite feature. But to slut shame me, give me a hard time for the way I dress, and things of that nature is fucking ridiculous. You have no room to comment me on how I dress, how I behave, things of that nature. It drives me up the fucking wall. The other thing too I want to kind of bring up is kind of falling along the same line. I'm not dressed up all fancy. I'm not, I don't have my makeup coated on. I don't have, my hair obviously done because this piece keeps popping in my fucking eye. I know a lot of you get annoyed anytime I move my hair around in these live videos, but you know what? You have the option not to watch. But the thing of it is that at the end of the day, there are days when I just want to be comfortable. There are days I don't feel like throwing on that, extra effort. I don't feel like wearing a bra some days. I hate to say it, a lot of cisgender women are the same way. They don't always throw up, basically, their best appearance on every day. They don't get up and do their hair and their makeup. This isn't the 1950s with June Cleaver making her. Sorry, guys, connection keeps shitting out on me. But yes, when I'm out and about and I'm not dressed as such or representing as such, I may still use the men's room just not to cause any issues or problems because we don't live in a world yet where, somebody who doesn't adhere to the normal norms of how a female should look wouldn't be given shit in the women's room, which is ridiculous because people bring their kids in and out of, the opposite sex restrooms all the goddamn time. I hate to say it like, I have a daughter, and if I have to use the restroom and she's with me and she's too little to go into the men's room, or too little to go into the women's room by herself, I'm going to take her into the men's room. It's what happens. Or whatever restroom I'm going in so she's safe. That's the thing that I don't get with people, Restroom codes, basically they were created underneath the sexist kind of rule and understanding, and it's ridiculous. Those rules need to be changed. Because at the end of the day, the reason why there are women's room, reason why we have so many, or how may put it best, so few restrooms and so few stalls, is because men didn't feel that we needed to be joining the workforce, and that when we were in the workforce, we needed to be safe and protected, so we were given our own separate washroom. It's ridiculous. The thing of it is that at the end of the day, I'm not going to dress up and represent every day. So people who claim to me, hey, Sasha, you're not being female today because you don't have on a dress and, shit of that nature, 9 times out of 10, those chicks are wearing basically sweatpants and a t-shirt themselves, no bra, and here they are judging me. I mean, nobody's going to look at them and go, oh, well, you're not a woman today. And I love it when people's like, oh, well, just grow out your hair naturally. You don't have to wear a wig so you're not overheated all the time. You know what? I have health issues. I have difficulty growing my hair out. And even when I did, it grows out to be an afro puff, and it's not pleasant. So there's the kicker. Granted, yes, I love the fact that some of y'all give me your opinions and your thoughts, and I appreciate it, but sometimes it just pisses me off. You have no right to try to judge what I do or don't do and how I'm defined in public or society based on stereotypical viewpoints. Just because a woman's not wearing a dress doesn't make her a woman. Just because she decides not to put on a bra doesn't make her a woman. I mean, hell, back in, the 60s, didn't they have a ban the bra movement? So please, back off on how I dress and what I do every fucking day. Because some mornings, you just want to wear sweatpants and chill out too, and that doesn't make you any less of who you are, does it? Good question. The other thing I want to complain about is people who make excuses for, head naming or misgendering. It's ridiculous. I get that some of you have known me fucking forever. That you've known me before I came out and fully transitioned. That's great. And it's understandable, yes, you're going to have slips. And it's fine to apologize for those slips. Or if that slip doesn't bother me and I don't feel like addressing it, we can just let it go. But the thing of it is if you feel the need to not only apologize, but give me an excuse for a slip, it's easier just to say, hey, I'm sorry, I fucked up, than it is opposed to say, oh, yeah, I said something offensive, but I was raised that way. Granted, a lot of people don't look at basically, the transgender, the LGBTQ movement altogether as a civil rights movement. It is. You know, people out there who would, you would look down on for dropping the N word and then suddenly use basically the excuse, well, I'm from the South, or that's how I was raised. Motherfucker, you can't flip the script if you're going to down on them, if you're going to turn around and give somebody their dead name when they're transgender. Because that makes you just as bad, especially if you're going to make an excuse about it. It's one thing to apologize and say, hey, I had a slip, than it is to apologize and give a fucking excuse. So those are my growls for today. Don't bitch about how I dress. And if you're going to apologize for a slip, don't make an excuse for it. I love you guys. Take care.